Okay, ladies and gents, boys and girls, what's going on? Happy Thursday, June the 30th, the final day in the month of June. Appreciate you guys tuning in. We are live here on the Daily Crow, taking your questions, your comments, and your calls at 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377. I see Cody Gaskins, Stephanie Lee, Cocky Twan, John Edward, Travi, Brendan, Cole, what's up, man? Appreciate y'all tuning in. Jason Height, what's up, man? How's everything going? Those on Facebook, those on YouTube, those on Twitter, those on Twitch. What's up, man? Hope y'all having a great start to your Thursday. Very excited to chat with each and every single one of you. Got a lot to dive into, a lot to discuss. And again, I would love to hear from you all. First things first, of course, excuse me, the Daily Crows brought to you by our friends at Carolina Ale House. Guys, I am very, very excited for the TSUS tour from Carolina Ale House. Talked to the fine folks at Carolina Ale House yesterday. We are ironing out details, and as soon as I have those details in regards to like merchandise, for example, I think we're going to be giving out Beamer Ball t-shirts. Don't hold me to that, but I'm pretty sure we're going to be giving those out for free. I'll also have koozies on me. I'll have stickers by that point. And who knows, I might have some other merchandise. We might do some other giveaways. There might be special guests, Gamecocks, former players, whatever. If there are guys that are live in that area, I'm going to reach out to guys that I know live in specific areas. Like, for example, if Alex McGrath don't make his way to Greenville for those shows or for those tour dates, if you will, me and Alex are going to have some words. Either way, though, it's going to be a great time. Going to be a lot of fun, guys. Be sure to check that out. But again, our friends over at Carolina Ale House, I cannot find first. Here it is. Okay, the Carolina Ale House ad read. I'm like, where is it at? Again, guys, our friends at Ale House, of course, you're all familiar, but they got a scratch-made kitchen. Over 40 beers on tap, so you can quench anyone's thirst, even our guy Lance. Even our guy Lance, who loves the Elite Lattes, they got enough beer for him to drink. So if they got enough beer for Lance, they got enough beer for everybody. It's a full bar, of course, over 60 HD TVs, so there's not a bad seat in the house, guys. Anything you want to watch, whether it be Gamecocks, any other sporting event, college football in general, they got you covered. They're open 7 days a week and late night with a full menu, and they're kid and family friendly. So be sure to bring out the family as well. Of course, locations are in Augusta, Columbia, downtown Greenville, Woodruff Road in Greenville, Fort Mill, Myrtle Beach, Somerville, and more. We'll be at all the locations that I mentioned, though, starting July 21st. Let's say today, I'll repost the schedule today for the TSUS tour. I would like to repost it once a week so you guys can make plans accordingly and let you know exactly what is going on. But again, that's our friends at Carolina Ale House. Be sure to check out and go to your local Carolina Ale House. Tell them that Chris from the Spurs Up Show sent you. And again, mark the dates, whatever local Carolina Ale House we're coming to, the TSUS tour beginning July 21st. And we will go every single Thursday up until kickoff until game week. We will be at the Harbison location on game week on Tuesday night, which is August the 30th. So, again, just check the dates when we're going to be in your city. We'd love to see you guys out there. Either way, we're taking your questions, your comments, and your calls. Travis says, my twin's birthday, the big two. See, Philly. How about that? How about that? Love to hear that. Love to hear that, Travis. Happy birthday to them. Happy birthday from yours truly. I tell you what, this is a hat that I need to wear more often. I love this hat. The USC interlocking, a logo we don't even get to wear anymore. The khakis, a different vibe, different look. I got to rock this hat more often. Let's see. Again, Babes and Waves, the tour dates have dropped, my guy. The tour dates have dropped. The tour dates have dropped on social media, my guy. I will probably repost later today, but the tour dates are already out there, Babes and Waves. The tour dates are already out there. Check social media for that. We posted it last week. So, I don't know. Babes and Waves, you've been slacking on your social media game if you missed that, my guy. You've been slacking a little bit. Here we go. My brother, what's going on, brother? Appreciate you tuning in. Also, yours truly running 1,000 miles an hour. We're trying to figure out this. This moving thing. We're trying to figure out exactly where we're going. Going to be locking that down. It is going to come down to the wire for sure. But no, Babes and Waves, you're good, man. Like I said, I'll repost it today. But Babes and Waves, what city are you in? That's my question. What city are you in? So we will definitely be in your city at some point, but I don't even know what city you're in, my guy. So Brian Dean says, did we get Webb, the running back from Florida? We have not gotten him, and I will tell you guys this, from what I have heard, I do not think he's going to be a Gamecock. Just from what I've heard. Again, these are per sources. This is completely per sources. I'm comfortable telling you it's per sources. let me put it this way. From what I heard, we are not the highest bidder for Webb. We are not the highest bidder. So, I mean, it is what it is. There's really not a whole lot you can do in that scenario. Babes and Waves, Dirtle. Okay, we'll be there July 28th. We'll be there July 28th in Myrtle because we're going Somerville July 21st, Myrtle Beach July 28th because I'm knocking out the 2 beach locations earliest in the summer, so it's good and hot because I'd love to make that a beach weekend, both those weekends. So be a really, really good time. Gamecocks fan 67, what's up? Also, guys, in the Big Cock Club Discord, head over to the TDC Questions channel. The TDC Questions channel, be sure your questions are answered there. We're supposed to have, guys, a big conversation, big interview tonight that will drop on the podcast tomorrow. I'm just waiting on him to confirm, but as long as everything goes through, Big Game Boomer. We'll be chatting with Big Game Boomer. Yeah, we're good. We're good to go. So, sorry guys, he just DM'd me, just reaching out to him. Yeah, we're going to be talking tonight at like 6:30, and that full conversation, full interview. I just can't wait to ask him. It's like, listen, my guy, I understand why I hate Clemson, but you, my friend, I mean, holy smokes. You talk about hating Clemson, Big Game Boomer is second. He plays second fiddle to no man. Plays second fiddle to no man. Here we go. Like I said, guys, taking your questions, your comments, and your calls. We've had a fantastic week, by the way. Guys, I want to say thank you so much. I've got something in my freaking eye, bro, that just is like, I mean, you see me rubbing my eye. It is like, I don't know what's going on. I want to say thank you to you guys this week for the support, you know, across the Daily Crow. The live show last night at Tin Roof, man, I log on Facebook, and we had a good crowd tuned in. Just looking at like the live stream, you know, from my angle, from my view, we had a good crowd. Bro, I looked last night. At Facebook. We had over 1,000 views on the Facebook video alone. So I don't know if you guys just missed us that much last week, or if we hit the right people shared it, or I don't know what exactly happened, but, or maybe you guys are just hungry for football, man. I really, really do appreciate it. Like, for real, I appreciate it greatly. It was awesome to see. It was incredible to see. You know, I can't say enough good things, man, about the love and support, and it's just awesome, man, to see those numbers in late June. I mean, it just makes you think, what is late August going to look like? You know what I mean? What's late August going to look like? So, anyways, guys, tomorrow's podcast, we will drop a podcast on TSUS tomorrow. The final top 5 series, by the way, the final top 5 list, I should say. We might drop a special podcast episode on Monday, but I've honestly thought about it, guys. I'm like, you know, I could get away with just dropping the graphic. I really could. I could probably get away. I don't know. I might do something. I haven't decided yet. I have not decided yet. So just stay tuned. The plan was no podcast. We'll definitely not have a Daily Crow on Monday because I'll probably be at home with family and just chilling with family and stuff like that and hanging out and hopefully being at the pool by somebody, at water, whatever. But, yeah, I don't know about the podcast, but yeah. Anyways, tomorrow, the final top 5 list. We will talk top 5 Gamecocks head coaches. Top 5 Gamecocks head coaches. My guy Cody John, what's up, Cody? Commenting says, "Will Beamer pass Muschamp to take us to 4 straight bowls?" Like we said the other day, if we are in a recruit's house, we're 1 player away. Did Muschamp take us to 4 straight bowl games? Let's see, 16, 17, 18. That's 3. That's 3. So he got to 3 because 19, he sure as hell didn't get there. He got to 3 and then he got to no more. So he got to 3 and he got to no more. So my brother asked, who are we still going to have at running back after this coming season? Christian Bill Smith will be gone. You'll have Lavoisier Carroll back. Juju will be back. I would assume Lloyd's going to be back. I don't see any way he's gone. Twitty will be back. Amos will be back. So you probably do want to add a guy. You'd probably like to add a big-time guy. Here we go. Andrew the Textbook says, Top 5 coaches. Number 5, Carlin, 4 Dietzel, 3 Holtz, 2 Morrison, 1 Spurrier. I mean, that's a damn good list into the textbook, and that's probably what I'm dropping. I will say I was looking at replies from last year. There was somebody bold enough to say that Joe Morrison should be ahead of Steve Spurrier. And I know that I know that some people are bitter the way Spurrier left, but that I disagree. Not to spoil my list for tomorrow, but if you don't think Steve Spurrier is the greatest coach in school history, you need your head examined, straight up. I mean, you need your head examined. My guy John Edward DMing me on Twitter about your helmets and your order. John Edward, they have been shipped. My guy John Edward is like a bad doctor. He has no patience. John Edward, they are shipped. I don't have the tracking number on me, my guy. You will get your helmets when you get your helmets, my guy. I promise you they're coming soon. My guy. Babes and Waves says, I miss Muschamp. Yeah, I hear you. You're right. Is today April Fool's Day? My guy? Jeff Gullidge. Jeff Gullidge with the most important question of the day. Are you a big fireworks guy? You know, Jeff, I don't mind fireworks. I am not the guy that's going to go buy fireworks. I'm not going to do it. Now, do I like watching a fireworks display? Yeah, I mean, I enjoy it, but wouldn't you agree that, like, once you've seen fireworks, right? You've seen them all, right? Like, fireworks is fireworks. It's just shit blowing up in the air, right? Now, if you go to an event, if you go to, for example, Disney World, you go to something like that, right? You go to something like that, and you see those type of displays, that's like a full-on production. That's like a full-on show. But just shooting fireworks in the middle of the street, you know, I'm good on it. You know what I mean? I like it. I don't hate fireworks. I'm not here to be Debbie Downer on fireworks, but it doesn't really move the needle for me. You know what I mean? Fireworks is again, once you've seen some fireworks, you've seen it all. You've just seen it all. You know what I mean? John Edward, I'm just messing with you, John Edward, but they are shipped. I don't know exactly where they are, John Edward. You'll get your helmets, I promise. I promise you, my guy. I promise you. Yeah, Brad AK43 blowing up money. That's not my. I'm not about bad business, and that's bad business, my guy. Babes and Waves. This is how you know it's the off season, because we're talking about holidays and fireworks. And what's your favorite holiday? Top 5. I'm a Christmas guy. I mean, listen, birthday is Christmas Day. If I had to rank my top 5 holidays, number 1 would be Christmas, right? Number 1 is Christmas. Beyond that, number 2, see, I think what makes a holiday great is, like, is there an entire season around the holiday, right? Is there an entire season around that holiday? So, like, Halloween, for example, I'm not even like a big scary movie guy, but it's fun, right? The weather cools off, right? You get to watch scary movies or whatever if you want to. It just, you're in the season of it. So I'll go Christmas 1, Halloween 2, July 4th 3. Do love July 4th. It's hot out. You get to be by the water. You get to be with family. The barbecue's rocking and rolling, right? I would put St. Patty's number 4. That one's changed for me now, though, because I don't drink anymore. So it's like the whole allure of St. Patty's is getting wasted. It's the whole allure of it, right? So I guess I'll put St. Patty's 4 just for the hell of it. And then number 5, I'll put, like Memorial Day? Yeah, I mean, dude, Memorial Day weekend's a great weekend, right? I should actually just say this. Here's the real top 5 holidays. Holidays. Christmas, Halloween, Super Bowl Sunday, first 2 days of March Madness, bowl season. That's the real holiday list right there. That's the top 5 right there. And I might have missed one. Oh, God, dude, I forgot Thanksgiving. I will be damned. Dude, all right, scratch the entire list. Babes and Waves. Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween, bowl season, first 2 days of March Madness. That's your top 5. I can't believe I forgot Thanksgiving. My bad. That is totally my bad. That is so my bad. That is so my bad. Somebody said something about Valentine's Day. That one's way down there. Let me just give you that. We're not. I'll keep this short. Like, bro, my view on Valentine's Day is this. Let me put it to you this way. If your girl gets excited for Valentine's Day, that is a pretty good indication you're a piece of shit the rest of the year. Like, you know what I mean? If you're treating your girl right, Valentine's Day should just be like any other day. That's just my take on it. Just my take. Like, if your girl, like, counts down to V-Day, like, that's the one day a year I'm getting flowers and chocolate, like, bro, you're probably kind of a shithead the rest of the day. You know what I mean? Or the rest of the year. Like, you're probably not really worth a damn as a boyfriend or a husband or whatever you are the rest of the year. So, just saying. I mean, if you're triggered, it might be you. If you're triggered, it might be you. Jason Derrick, yeah, Labor Day weekend's incredible. You are right. Labor Day week. Memorial Day's awesome. Labor Day's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, those are cool. I tell you what I used to hate, by the way, in the corporate world. See, it wouldn't impact you this year. But the corporate world, when like, for example, I'll never forget when this happened. I think it was July 4th of 2017. I'm almost positive. Yes, I'm positive it was 2017. July 4th was on a Tuesday. And the corporate world, they're not very smart, right? They don't give you that Monday off. That July 3rd, they're not giving you that off. You're working the 3rd, you're off the 4th, and you're back the 5th. Dude, I'll just never forget I didn't have PTO. God, bro, that working that Monday was like gun to head, just end it now. Like, that's how it felt. That's how it felt inside. Truly. I mean, it was the worst. See, this year you got the 4th on a Monday. Beautiful thing. I'm sure some of you have taken off tomorrow. How many of y'all have taken off tomorrow? Anybody taking off tomorrow? Anybody taking off tomorrow to go to the beach early and spend like 5 days at the beach or something? I know our guy Dalton's going to the beach. I know he'll be gone. Michael Hawk, here we go. He says, if your girl gets excited about Valentine's Day, then she is for the streets. I think you suck. I don't know that she sucks. I think you suck. You know what I mean? I don't know that she's for the streets. I think you just probably suck. So, I don't know, bro. It's just my take on it. All right, Justin Langford says, sorry to talk about the Freddie Freeman situation, but dang, it looks like Matty O is doing pretty good to me, guys. 21 wins in June. Yeah, it's a shame what happened with Freddie, but he let his agent run things and it backfired. So that's why he fired him. He let his agent run things and it backfired. So, anyways, guys, it's definitely recruiting season. I tell you, the last couple of days, I have seen a lot of guys dropping top lists, truly. Seen a lot of guys dropping top lists and commitment announcement dates, and which is great. It's cool. Momentum, cool. Hopefully we're landing some of those guys. That's all you say. So I am so excited though, man. We've been spending so long on these these top 5. So I've got the ball, bro. This thing, it gets me in the mood, bro. It gets me in the vibe. It gets me in the vibe. This ball gets us in the vibe. Marion says, take 3. Let's start again. What are you talking about, Marion? Who's on take 3? Who's on take 3, my guy? This is take 1. One take today. One take. I'm so excited, though, for next week, man. We've been sitting here talking about lists and we've been talking about top 5 lists and having true, like, off-season combo. And that's been all fine and dandy and great. And I tell you again, I look at the month of June. I look at the month of June. I think we operated at peak optimal capacity as we close out the month today. We had a fantastic month. I appreciate you all. I appreciate your love and support. We had a great month. I am so excited, though, to next week start talking about ball on the field. I mean, we're going to start talking football on the field next Wednesday. In case you did not realize, on the podcast Wednesday, that podcast, I will drop my predictions for the first 6 games. I'll also talk toughest 3-game stretch, most important game, best case scenario, worst case scenario, all that stuff that comes with making predictions. And then again, I'll break down game by game score predictions of the first 6. Friday of next week, I will drop my predictions for the second half of the season, the final 6, and then so you will know my predictions for the entire season by next Friday. After that week, so starting July the 11th, the week of July 11th, we will start our season preview series. Monday we'll do offense. Wednesday we'll do defense. Friday we'll do special teams. Then the following week, the week of July 18th, we will start our opponent preview series where, and by the way, the week of July 18th, that is SEC Media Days. So a huge week. Content bleeding out the eyeballs. But we'll start our opponent preview series, right, where I will literally just go through and give you guys sort of an idea on each and every single opponent we play. You know, just a little bit of, just some info, right? Just brush you up on some info, right? Who their head coach is, how many starters they have back, their expectations, you know, just some synopsis on who we play, right? So you have an idea, just kind of freshen you up a little bit, get you familiar with the schedule. And then I think, first week of August, second week of August, something like that, early August, that's when we'll begin our position unit preview series, where I will literally go through quarterback, receiver, running back, tight end, O-line, D-line, like every position. I'll talk best overall, most approved, season will be successful if, and give an overall grade. And that will literally take us into game week. And then, of course, that week, we'll talk Georgia State, and we will be rolling full steam ahead. Full steam ahead. Okay. And in the meantime, with that, the Daily Crow will continue. I will go ahead and tell you guys right now. I have a bad habit, and those who know me in my personal life are probably going to roll their eyes and be like, we know. I have a bad habit of I will get excited about certain things, and I will say them out loud before they are completely finalized. That's why I believe in the power of changing your mind, right? Right? I mean, I believe in, have a strong word when it comes to things that are, very serious in life. But I also believe, like in business, I believe you should be able to pivot and change your mind and all that. So long story short, I told you all before that the Daily Crow is going to go through a transition, go through a rebrand, go solely to YouTube. I don't think that's going to happen anymore. I value the way that we live stream right now. I believe in changing for the better, and it's a decision that I'm still honestly up in the air a little bit about, because I will tell you guys honestly, I don't know if you all realize this, but I'm imagining I would believe all of you that tune in support TSUS, right? You support the business and you want to see the best happen for the business. Well, I'll tell you all this. I don't know if you all realize this. If you want to help the business when you tune in to the Daily Crow, the best way you can do it without donating $1, without doing anything, the best way you can positively impact the business and help the business is to tune in on YouTube. And I'm not saying you're not helping the business tuning in on Facebook, because I know many of you tune in on Facebook, many of you. But what you have to understand is this. You cannot monetize Facebook. You can monetize YouTube, right? So I don't want to take away from the YouTube viewers, right? And add an extra click because I can tell you all, having experience working in social media and doing what I do, that extra click can cost you. I mean, people just are lazy on social media. No disrespect to any of you out there, but I'm the same way. We're lazy on social media. We don't want an extra click. We want it to be right there. I know my Facebook crew out there, y'all love the fact that when we go live, boom, it pops up. It's scheduled on Facebook. You see it pop up, right? You see it pop up. And I respect that. I respect that. But I'm just giving you some idea behind the scenes of what it's like running a business and the live streams and all that. And I love the fact that we're hitting so many different platforms. And I don't want to take away from our Facebook crowd. That's the biggest thing. I don't want to take away from our Facebook crowd. I don't want to take away from our Facebook crowd. But if you wanted to know, you are impacting the business more positively when you tune in on YouTube. Many of you are probably like, Chris, we don't give a shit. We're just tuning in. Talk Gamecocks. Stop blabbering about your business. I'm just telling you. I just thought I'd let you know. I'm not telling you, because what I don't want to happen is we go exclusively to YouTube, and then people like my guy Travi, others are like, well, where you at? You're not on Facebook. What's happened to the Daily Crow? And it's like, we're still live. We're just on YouTube. I just wonder, would my audience be able to make that transition? But with that being said, I think there's a lot of value going live on YouTube. I mean, listen, we had over 1,000 views on our YouTube, or excuse me, on our Facebook video last night. You know, so there's value because it spreads the business on Facebook. That's the way I view it. You can't do everything for a dollar sign, right? You need to be able to give the people what they want. If people want to tune in on Facebook, who am I to tell you not to do so? You know what I mean? Who am I to tell you not to do so? I will say, though, my homie that called in yesterday, I believe it was Chase Floyd, that called in, I will be over the weekend changing up the 5-minute break and what's on there, and more so advertising our merchandise and the Big Cock Club and everything we have going on. Great idea by Chase Floyd. I don't know if I gave him enough credit yesterday. But no, that was very, very smart of you. Thank you, sir. Thank you for that. All right, let's get back to your questions. I've been rambling. Justin says, bro, 3-4 and going 0-4 against SEC teams as well to start off conference play is an off-the-radar type of call that we as Carolina fans have grown to know and feel. Let's hope we have turned the corner, guys. I'm so ready for game day. Justin, I would say this, and of course you're referring to, I put out a clip this morning. Gamecocks fan 67, I already did this list, top 5 quarterbacks. My top 3 are Shaw, Garcia, Suggs. Shaw, Garcia, Suggs. Easy. Oh, sorry about that. Easy. That's easy money. Shaw, Garcia, Suggs. Easy. But so anyways, that 3-4, 0-4 projected start. Not your average sports kid. What's up? That projected start, I put out a clip this morning. My guy, Brad Crawford, of course, he locked in that prediction. And I would just say this, to his point, or to his credit, that prediction's realistic. I mean, that South Carolina, listen, South Carolina could very well lose to Arkansas, Georgia, Kentucky, and A&M. That is not like out of the realm of possibility, right? That is not out of the realm of possibility. Would anybody disagree? Like, it's not. You're losing to Georgia and A&M. Just go ahead and mark those off. Arkansas on the road week 2. Very tough game. I don't love the matchup. And at Kentucky, they've owned you. You're going to be a dog in all 4 of those games. I tell you, though, as again, I mean, it's very tough to make predictions, right? It's very tough to make predictions this year for South Carolina, especially for me. Because, guys, believe it or not, some people forget this. I am a fan. So I want to look at this team and say, we should be better than 6-6. Like, we should not be 6-6. My guy, Chase Floyd. Thank you, sir. Chase Floyd with the super chat. My guy. Appreciate you, Chase Floyd. Appreciate it. You the man, Chase. You the man. I can show this on the stream, too. Look at Chase Floyd with a super chat. Chase. One more time. Thank you, sir. Chase Floyd in the super chat. Not your average sports kid. The Discord is on our Patreon. You join the Big Cock Club. The Discord link is in there. Patreon.com/Big Cock Club. And you can ask Chase Floyd. You can ask anybody. We talk Gamecocks constantly. And I'm thinking what I might do. I think what I might do that'd be a lot of fun is during the season, maybe like every Thursday night, we'll watch the Thursday night football game and we'll talk Gamecocks during that. Because we've been doing like watch-alongs and stuff in the Big Cock Club Discord. Been a lot of fun. Anyways, 3-4, 0-4. 3-4, 0-4 is a realistic start. I will say this. What's tough about the schedule is it's just, or about predictions, right? Is you want to say, well, I mean, you added Rattler, you added this, like you have to win this many games. And you look at the schedule, and it's a tough schedule. I mean, the way it's the SEC, right? It's tough every year. I'm starting to think more and more, though. While I respect Brad Crawford's predictions, I think expecting South Carolina to win 4 straight SEC games down the stretch is a little aggressive. I think if the Gamecocks are going to get to 7-5, I think they have to take care of either Arkansas or Kentucky. I feel confident in Mizzou. I feel confident in Vandy winning those games. At Florida, Tennessee back-to-back. Are you going to beat them both or are you going to split? It's tough to say. It's tough to say. Again, most folks are going to pick this team to go 7-5. How they get there, that could differ from person to person. Most are going to pick this group to go 7-5. I will say this, by the way, and I respect prediction season's a blast. Excuse me, guys. Prediction season's a blast. I respect all the predictions out there, right? I think more people should, for lack of a better way of putting it, have the kahunas to make a prediction, right? The only people really in Gamecock circles, Gamecock entities that are going to throw out a game-by-game prediction are probably me and my guy Jeff Cox by 90. Okay? That's probably the only two. Gamecock Central's not throwing out a record prediction. The Big Spur's not throwing out a record prediction. The State's not throwing out a record prediction. That's totally fine. But I see the predictions all over. I see the predictions all over social media. And I'll just say this. I'll say this. Because I see, my guy Luke RJ calls in last night. He's got the Gamecocks going 9-3. I see a guy this morning talking about Carolina's going 10-2 this year. And he's dead serious. His tweet says, if we can stay healthy and beat Georgia, we have a real chance at winning the SEC. Guys, I am not here to kill positivity. I am not here to kill optimism. But what I am here to do is inject perspective and inject realism. And if you are a Gamecock fan that is allowing yourself to think about going to Atlanta, going to the SEC championship, winning 10 games, you, my friend, are setting yourself up for massive, massive heartache this season. Because South Carolina is nowhere near that level. They're not. I'm as positive and as optimistic as they come. You have to be a Gamecock. But I'm also realistic, and I see things for what they are. I don't make up fallacies in my head.
Call from
Aaron.
Let's jump to the phone lines. Aaron, what's up, man? Great to hear from you. I know I missed you yesterday, so appreciate you calling in. What's up?
Ain't a big deal, man. I know you got your fan base growing. I'm happy for you.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
This is what, let me tell you what I want to see this year. And I kind of hinted on it last phone call. I want to see Shane Beamer coach. If you go back last year it was a great year because they overachieved. But what game can you say, you know what, Shane Beamer and staff outcoach the other sideline. North Carolina, but going down the season, where can you say that? Vanderbilt.
The last drive, yeah. Yeah.
That's what I want to see this year. I want to see Shane Beamer actually be, the heady coach. Can he coach? Can he out game plan the other sideline? Because at South Carolina, these are the things you have to do. You're not going to out recruit most of the conference, so you're going to have to out develop, out coach most of the teams in the conference. If you plan on winning a championship or a division, and the divisions are going away pretty soon, I suspect. What's it going to take? And I agree with you on being a long term. We're all asking for this 9 and 10 win second season, and that's at South Carolina, that's pretty difficult because you have to go through so many teams that are on par or better than you most weekends. So, I'm looking for the small incremental improvement just to see if he really has his coaching, coaching chops. Because if he backtracks any, the narrative's going to be, well, he wasn't even the coordinator. That if backtracks at all, that's coming.
Yeah, I think.
I'll leave you alone. Take some more calls.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. No, thanks so much for the call, man. It's always a pleasure to hear from you, sincerely.
All right, not a problem, brother. You got my support.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you. That's solid. That's real. Appreciate it. Yeah, no, I think he makes a lot of great points, and I think what also makes a coach look better is great players. So I think Spencer Rattler will make our coaches look smarter. Put it that way. All right. Great players make coaches look really, really good. Got a question here from Travis Lee. Chris, can you explain to us that don't know or understand why Savelle Newton hates South Carolina so much? Travis, let's make one thing clear. Savelle Newton does not hate South Carolina. I think it's quite the opposite. I think Savelle Newton loves the University of South Carolina. Is Savelle Newton less than thrilled that he is not more widely recognized by his alma mater for the accomplishments he had at South Carolina? I think that's where his frustration comes from, right? Savelle is a guy that wants to be recognized. Mr. 600. He's only one of 4 guys in college ball history to do that. And Savelle, like a John Abraham, like some others I can name off, it's a shame that you can go to our facility and go to Willie B and walk around campus, just walk around the football facilities. You would never know Savelle Newton played there. I'm not saying build him a statue. I'm not saying that. But I loved when I went to LSU and they had a walk of champions. And I understand they've won titles, they've won SECs, right? But they recognized their great players, right? They recognized their great players. And so Savelle Newton feels like he's not quite widely as recognized as he should be. He does not hate USC. Bro, trust me. I know Savelle. Savelle's a friend of mine. He does not hate USC, man. Quite the opposite. I think he feels a little bit hurt and a little bit slighted. And listen, you can disagree with how he handles it. You can disagree with his methodology in expressing his emotions and his opinions. You can completely disagree with that. That's totally up to you. But Savelle Newton does not hate South Carolina. He does not. He does not. I can assure you he does not. Cocky Twan says, put your garnet glasses on, my guy. 9 and 3 respectively. I just, again, Cocky Twan, I would just say this. I love it, right? Hope springs eternal. Hope springs eternal in the offseason. It's one of the things that makes the offseason so great because guess what? Everybody's 0-0. Nobody's lost a game yet. Nobody has fumbled a football yet. Nobody's thrown a pick yet. Nobody's missed a blocking assignment yet, right? All hopes and dreams. Everybody's on an even playing field right now because nobody's played a game. But Gamecock fans, Gamecock fans must be hell in relationships. Must be hell. Because you set these crazy, lofty expectations just to get let down again. And if you're sitting there saying we could go 10-2, guys, you are setting yourself up for massive heartbreak. You just are. You just are, dude. Like what? You know what is so impressive? And I'm a Gamecock fan, but I'm also a very, 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 very realistic fan. I'm able to take my fandom out of it and make predictions and see it for what it is. What is so intriguing to me about South Carolina fans is that this program has existed for over 100 years. Over 100 years. It has won one conference title that was in 1969 in the ACC, right? It has had one pocket of success that was really worth a shit, 2010 and 2013. One pocket of success. No disrespect to 2000, 2001, but I'm talking of like elite level success. Yet year after year after year after year, for a program that's existed for over 100 years, year after year, fans will take a beating in the fall, take a beating, I mean, get their hearts broken, be let down. They will spend 2 to 3 months, 4 months licking their wounds, and they will show back up in July, believing beyond a shadow of a doubt, this is the year. This is the year we win a conference title. This is our year. The stars are going to align. You just have to respect it. You have to respect it. I mean, that level of optimism, that level of passion, that level of loyalty, that is what makes Gamecock Nation so incredible. And I'm not even, you know what? I love it. It's why I get to do what I do. Because of that passion and that love and that, but it's just year after year. So like when we run a poll that says, will South Carolina ever win a national championship? I know we want to believe yes, but history says no. Saying no is not a bold take, guys. It's not. Saying no is not a bold take. I respect the optimism. The never ending. Like Gamecock fans have no quit in them. We've got no quit in us. It don't matter how many years we get beat to a pulp and kicked while we're down. It don't matter. It does not matter how many years that happens. Our fans will continue to show up, to support without a fault. Without a fault. Without a fault. I respect it. I love it. I love it. The love, the passion, the energy. I'm not even hating, but I am able to self-identify what goes on within our fan base. And when I see people on Twitter talking about if we stay healthy and we beat Georgia, we can win the SEC, bro, you as a Gamecock fan, it's probably in your best interest. Set the expectations low and just be pleasantly surprised. I mean, expect this team this year to go 6-6. Because if you do, if we go 7-5, we had a great year. If you set your expectations to go 9-3 and we go 7-5, you're probably going to be pissed off. Luke RJ says, Chris, that's true, but we were one of the only teams that had the longest streak staying in the top 25 recently. When? 2013? Luke RJ, that was not recent. We're about to hit a decade, my guy. That was not recent. That was not like 2 years ago. That was a long time ago. That was a long time ago. Guys, we're going to jump into a quick break. I want to continue to hear from you. More of your questions, comments, calls, and more on the other side. You're tuned in to the Daily Crow. All right, guys, we're back. Taking your questions, comments, calls as well. 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377. I do apologize. I did not have the banner. Rolling for the first 45 minutes of the show or so. We cut it off when we're at 10 roofs. I just forgot to fire it back up. That's my bad. The number is down below if you'd like to call in. And I'll say this again. I'm not trying to kill positivity, bro. I'm not trying to kill optimism. I think South Carolina, I do believe South Carolina can one day win an SEC championship. I believe it's possible. Right? I mean, it's one of the things that just keeps us all showing up. You have to believe it's possible. I am just specifically trying to inject perspective and keep people grounded going into year 2 of Beamer. If we go 9-3, be pleasantly surprised, right? But putting an expectation on Beamer and this team that y'all better go 9-3, you should go 9-3, I think that's dangerous. I think that's dangerous, and I think that's why head coaches don't last very long. Because the expectations are so high, so quick. I mean, that's why you're seeing coaches getting fired after 3-4 years, right? That's why you're seeing coaches not get time to build a program. I'm giving Beamer time to build a program. I'm giving Beamer the time. For me, I looked at when he was hired, as I've said before, the first 5 years, just build the program. That's it. Win as many as you can and recruit as well as you can. But I just, this whole, as long as the culture's good, you know what I mean? Why not play the long game? Why not play the long game? You know, why not play the long game? Give Beamer an opportunity. Brayson Haney says, do you think this team has a high ceiling or high floor? I feel like most fans would say high ceiling, that we could be second in the East. However, I would say we have a high floor. I mean, I don't probably think we have as high a ceiling as some might say. I don't think we're going to finish second in the SEC East. I can tell you that. Kentucky and Tennessee still exist. So Florida still exists. Haven't beaten Mizzou in 3 years. Georgia still exists. So you still got to play Texas A&M. You still got to play Arkansas. So I will give all my predictions next week. I'll talk best case, worst case. I will say I think the floor is higher than the ceiling is. Like I've said this before, guys, not to spoil my predictions, but I mean, it's not spoiling. I'd be shocked if this team missed a bowl game. I'd be shocked, utterly shocked. And I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think this group is going to miss a bowl game. I don't think they are. Okay. Joseph says, we've got a lot of positive energy, so let's continue to ride it rather than trying to emotionally prepare for the 5 wins or 6 wins when it hasn't happened yet. Joseph, it's not about emotionally even preparing for it. It's just realizing the possibilities of what could happen. This team very well could go 6-6. They very well could. This team could be a solid football team and go 6-6. To act like that's just out of the realm of possibilities, crazy. I'm just saying be realistic. That's all I'm saying. I guess, though, you know what? To hell with it. As a fan, do whatever you want. I'm not telling you how to live your life. I'm just trying to help. You want to think this team's going 12-0, then by all means do it. I ain't picking the shit, but you can do it. I have to be more realistic than you because I'm throwing a prediction out there. And I would look like a damn fool if I picked this team to go 10-2. I would. I'd look like a damn fool. Flat out. We went through the same thing last offseason. And it's fine. Like I said, let me put it this way. I'd rather people be shooting for the stars than saying we're going to be terrible this year. Our coach is on the hot seat. All about it. I'm just trying to inject some perspective, just like I did last year. That's all I'm saying. If we go 9-3, folks, there ain't going to be nobody happier than me. I got a vested interest. I've got a vested interest in this guy. Very much so. You all know that. Let's see. I'm Cody. I'm trying to find your comment and I can't, my guy. You might just want to copy paste. You might just want to copy paste, my guy, because I cannot see it. Joseph, you were correct completely. We could win 6, but I'd rather be heartbroken if we underperform than say I was ready for it and never gave myself a chance to get excited. You have to make predictions. I mean, Joseph, I'm excited. How can you not be excited? I can pick us to go 7-5 and still be very excited for the season. I think the product, I think even if we went 6-6, I think the product's going to be so much better, so much more fun to watch. The way we win those 6 will be better. I think the way we compete in the 6 we lose if we go 6-6. So, yeah.
Call from Walker.
By all means, be excited.
To accept, press 1.
Walker, what's up, man? How are you?
What's up? How are you?
I'm doing good, man. Just chilling. What's going on?
So I've been watching your show a lot recently. I've been watching like a lot of different things, and I agree with you. There are way too many Gamecock fans that are being way too optimistic. My dad says all the time, like when I live up in Charlotte, and we always get like the kind of like snow. When it comes to snow, it's like we're usually on the fringe, so we're either gonna get, 5 inches or we're gonna get nothing. He said you got to prepare for the worst so that to get excited when we do get something good. And that's how I think we should be attacking this football season, because I saw the same thing as you. Somebody said we think we're going to go 10-2. That is, no, we're not going to go 10-2. Like, I get we have Rattler, but the offensive line is still a glaring problem.
I would agree.
We've had, no, you're good. But, and like people say, oh, well, we got, most of our offensive line is coming back. Well, I don't care that most of them are coming back. Experience is trash. It's not good experience. You said that a couple days ago on I think it was like the NCAA show or something like that. They're not a great offensive line. Rattler's the big difference from what he had at Oklahoma, and I'm all for Rattler. I'm super optimistic about him, but I think just shooting, your shot saying we're going to go 10-2 in Beamer's second year is way too much, in my opinion.
Walker, I think you're a very smart young man. I think you got great perspective. And, yeah, I mean, I agree with you with the offensive line. I think we're going to look a lot better because I think having stability at quarterback will help. But, yeah, I think experience can be overvalued in college football and really college sports in general. I mean, it doesn't matter if a guy's a fifth-year senior. If he ain't been worth a damn, then what does it matter how much experience he has? I'd rather take the talented five-star freshman over the fifth-year senior who hasn't been productive his entire career. So, yeah, I mean, listen, we all hope it happens 10-2, 11-1, 12-0, God forbid. But it's year 2 of the Beamer era. I think a lot of people, the win over UNC has made people forget. And, people say bowl games don't matter. I would argue against that because look at what happened with Carolina. The Gamecocks beat UNC. And people forget about all the deficiencies and the problems that this team had last year that are still lingering around this year, right? They're still lingering around. So, again, that's not to say that this team couldn't break through and go 8-4 and be the Arkansas of last year. But, yeah, once you start getting past 8-4, I think you're getting into a little bit of unrealistic territory.
That's where I think 8-4 is a very good spot because I was watching this show yesterday. I think it's called like The Fan Addict. It's a YouTube show. I have no clue where I found it, but
I've seen them.
Reading through it, and they go through each. They went through the South Carolina teams, and what they did was they basically went on betting. So they were like, they'd go 1 if they thought it was a win. They'd go point. They say half if it was like a probably a toss up, or they'd go 0 if they thought there was no clue. I did the same thing as them. So one guy said 10-2. He was a South Carolina fan, said 10-2. And then a guy that said Georgia said 6. I think 6 is a little too low. I think I had 7-5 or 7.5 or 8. I think that's realistic, in my opinion.
Yeah, dude, I think so as well. I'll drop my full game-by-game predictions next week. But, I think anywhere between 6-6 and 8-4 is a pick, I think is a fair prediction.
Yeah. I just feel like we're not I will say one thing. I feel like Georgia is a little I think that's going to be a game that I think we can win more than a lot of other people will say. Not because I feel like they're going to be like LSU almost, if that makes any sense at all. because they had so much good players. Like Georgia had a historic defense last year, and the LSU had a historic offense when they won the national championship. But they lost so much to the draft. You know, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, well, he waited, and Justin Jefferson. And Georgia, they lost a lot of their defense, and I feel like a lot of people are saying, well, they'll just pick it right back up because they had an insane recruiting class. So did LSU last year. But you can't expect freshmen to immediately come pick the game up like that and live up to Joe Burrow. Not Joe Burrow. Jordan Davis or Nakobe Dean's expectations.
I agree. I agree indeed. Well said, Walker. Hey, you can come talk ball with me anytime, my guy. This has been incredible. Like I said, anywhere between 6-6 and 8-4, I think is a good prediction. And that game against Georgia could be interesting. Could be an interesting game. Closer than the experts think, as Lee Corso would say.
Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you for having me on.
Walker, I appreciate it, man. Thanks so much for the call. Dude, Walker can come on anytime and talk ball. Very good stuff from the young guy, from the young cat. We love that. We might have to get Walker on the podcast. Yeah, hey, listen, great perspective. Like I said, guys, 6-6 to 8-4, I think it's a fair prediction. And I think that's, again, where you're going to see most fall, 7-5, safe pick. You start getting in 9-3 and 10-2 territory, you're getting a little bit out over your skis, I think. I think you're getting a little bit out over your skis. I just everybody else improved as well, guys. Like these teams you play, they're not going anywhere. And what you're saying, even in a 9-3, what you're saying is like everything is going to go right. Everything. There's not going to be one moment this season where anything goes wrong and nothing bad will happen. We know that's just not the case. Right? We know that's not the case. So, anyways, I want to make it clear, though. Like, I didn't come into today's show saying, well, let me just destroy all the optimism that our fan base has. And I'm not doing that. I'm just, it's concerning to see people saying like 10-2 and acting like that's actually going to happen. You know what I mean? Like that's going to happen. It's just like, let me go back to this question. Let me go back to Cody's question. He says, do I think we're going to win 9 to 10 games? No, but as long as we get better and better each year, I'm fine with it. It takes 3 years to develop a team. Give another 1 year or two, and we got something special. Cody, I agree. It's all about just making progress. That's it. Just make progress. Year after year. Well said, Cody. You don't have to win 10 games in year 2. You don't have to do that. As I said yesterday, Shane Beamer is building a program for the long haul. That's it. Whether you win 6, 7, or 8 this year is kind of secondary. Just show progress, have a good season, right? Build. We're setting the building blocks right now, I think, for a long-term successful program. Joseph says, official prediction, 8-4, Georgia State, Arkansas, Charlotte, SC State, Kentucky, Mizzou, Vandy, Florida. That's fair. I think 8-4 is fair. 8-4 is fair. I mean, if people are throwing out 7-5, that's one more game. I don't think that's like a crazy pick. Jeff Gullidge, great breakdown comparison between LSU and Georgia. He made great points. Yeah, dude. Walker was incredible. Great call from Walker. So we've got a new Hall of Fame potential TDC caller. By the way, shout out my guy Matthew Jones joining the Big Cock Club. Appreciate you, Matt. Appreciate you joining BCC, Matt. Great stuff. Let's see. Our guy, Big Game Boomer, dropping the South on a schedule. And folks he asked for predictions for the South on a schedule. Again, guys, like I said, we will be dropping I will be dropping my full game-by-game predictions next week.
Call
from
from
phone lines.
Robbie Davis, a.k.a. Kirk Herbstreit.
Robbie, what's up, man? How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. First off, major kudos to the previous caller. Major kudos. Okay. And I gave you my prediction for the full season already, right? I did, right?
I believe you did, yes. I don't know if you went game by game, but you said 7-5, right? I mean, you said you have us beating Arkansas.
Yeah, I got us beating. I will look at the schedule in the very near future and then give you my game by game breakdown of why I think we'll win certain games, why I think it's one particular games are toss ups, and why I think we're going to get our brains beat in by certain teams.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give you my 1,000% no BS prediction.
Mm-hmm.
And those of you that still think we're going to go 9-3, you're probably going to hate me after I do it, but I really don't care. Because if you hate me, that's not my problem. That's yours. Because I try not to give people reasons to hate me, okay? But anyways, and like and also like one of the things that you said a couple of weeks ago is that we don't get enough 5-star recruits to miss on them, right? We don't get enough of them, right? We only get what, maybe 1, 2, if we're lucky, 3 a year, okay? And what we need to do, okay, as a fan base, all right, is accept the fact that we are not I guess you could say the prom queen when it comes to college recruits, okay? We're not the pretty pick when it comes to college recruits, okay? We're not, all right? But one thing that I think Beamer and his coaching staff, and trust me, like you said about Luke Day the other day, I love Luke Day. Luke Day is awesome, okay? If I could meet Luke Day and just spend an hour to 2 hours just having a conversation with Luke Day, good gracious.
What would you talk about? What would you and Luke Day talk about?
I have no idea. I guess I'll just swing it and just go with it. I don't know. But anyways, like I think this coaching staff that we have, right, the strength and conditioning, all of them, I think they are getting to the point where they can take a 3-star player or a 4-star player, right? And before they leave from there, NFL scouts are licking their chops, wanting the guy to come play on their NFL roster. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because as long as we can develop them to the point, and the other caller as well, because he said as long as you can develop the guys that you get on a regular basis, develop them to the point where your players, even though they're not 5-star athletes, right, they are playing just as good as the other players on the other teams that are 5-star athletes. Okay. Mm-hmm. And they got to have the want to. If you don't want to be there, don't let the door hit you with a good load split you, okay? If you don't want to be at a university playing D1 football and getting an education, then going to college ain't for you.
Right.
And I could see us going, like I said I could see us going 7-5. If we're lucky, we win one more game besides that. But I'm stuck on 7-5. I've tried to think about it. I've tried to break it down in my head, and I'm like, I can't think of a situation to where we win more than 7 games. I can't. Because A&M's going to beat our butt. Georgia's going to beat our butt. Missouri's a toss-up. Vanderbilt's a W. Kentucky, that is possibly a loss because, like you said, we've lost 8 out of the last 9. I think is what you said.
7 of the last 8
if I remember
we've lost to Kentucky.
Oh yeah, 7 of the last 8.
Beat them in 19. Beat them in 19. We've lost every other matchup since 2014. Last time we won back-to-back games against Kentucky was the 2012 and 13 seasons.
Good gracious, man. That losing to Kentucky's got to stop.
Yeah, Robbie Davis probably didn't have a single hair on his little chinny chin the last time we won back-to-back games against Kentucky. Probably didn't.
Yeah, my brother that lives in Spartanburg was just graduating high school in 2012.
Mm-hmm.
Good gracious. But a lot. But the main thing that we need to have happen, right, aside from staying healthy, in order for us to have a successful year, okay, is for our offensive line to show up and shut up the naysayers and dadgummit put people on their keisters and pancake some losers and that dadgum prove a point. Because you can't use a car without the wheels, and I feel like the offensive line is the wheels of a offense whenever it comes to football, and a car can't move without the wheels. All right.
If the offensive line is the wheels of a car, then we were driving a fucking hoopty last year. I can tell you that right now.
We were riding a beat-up old jalopy with one of them annoying old-fashioned car horns.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that I just think, you know, that, and like people that are saying we're gonna go 9-3, right? Like I've said, like I said the other day or a couple of days ago, it is Beamer's second year, y'all. It's his second year. You really think we're gonna win 9 games in his second year? No. If you keep getting recruits and piling them on and getting guys to stay and developing them, the wins will come. The 9 wins will come. The 10 wins will come. But you got to be patient. And let Beamer do what he's getting paid to do. Build a winning program. And building a winning program in any sport is not easy, y'all. All right? It's not easy. All right? Because you got to recruit. You got to make your program look appealing to said recruits. Okay? And also, when Carolina fans would get mad, right? When Carolina fans get mad about us not getting a certain recruit, I've said this before. Everybody's trying to get the same guys you are. Everybody else is trying to get better. Everybody else is trying to build a winning program. Building a winning program is not easy. If it was easy, everybody would be recruiting in college. Everybody would be a recruiter in college football. Recruiting's not easy.
Yeah, Robbie, if it was easy, we wouldn't be over 100 years playing football and not have an SEC championship or only one conference title to begin with.
Exactly. And my advice to those people that think recruiting is easy, why don't you try doing it and then you come tell me how you did. Because it ain't easy. But I do believe that we have the coaching staff to build a winning program. And I've said this before as well. Outside of God Almighty himself, in Beamer I trust, baby. In Beamer I trust.
Yep.
Go Gamecocks. The heck with them tater eaters. You have a great rest of your day.
Robbie, appreciate you, my friend. You the man. Robbie Davis, drop the mic. Travie, you got me rolling. You got me rolling, Travie. It's been building since 1892. God. Travie, we've been young since 1892, my guy. One of these years, we won't be young anymore. Oh, my God. But that is, Travie, that's merch potential. Like, been building the program since 1892. Next year's our year. I should put like a winner 100 years in the making. You know what I mean? Like a winner 100 years in the making. Unreal. Robbie, what's up with all these, by the way, what's up with all these earthquakes? What's up with all these earthquakes? Robbie's a legend. Robbie's a legend. Appreciate you, Robbie, calling in. Great stuff. Cody says, my top 3 favorite cars are Robbie, Walker, and Rebecca. Love it. Good stuff. Good stuff. Walker shooting up the power rankings. Walker shooting up the power rankings of top callers, the caller power rankings. Let's see. 1892 and still building. Good God. Jeff Gullidge said, I said this the other day. If we go 6-6 and lose 2 games in OT, lose to Arkansas by 7, lose to Georgia by 3, lose to A&M by 4, lose to Clemson Sucks by 1. Are we as fans upset with 6-6? So in that scenario, Jeff, we will have lost 1, 2, 3, 4 of our 6 games by a combined 15 points. Are fans upset with 6-6? I think we're heartbroken in many ways. I think, though, to your point, progress is shown, but God, that would be a heartbreaking season to think how close you are. But to your point, progress is shown. Progress is shown. Sir Cox says, thoughts on Gamecock swag. I know who that is. It's T-Man Novinger. Is this T-Man Novinger's YouTube? I think Gamecock swag is fine. I saw Beamer reposted him. Just another Gamecock creator, man. So, hey, listen, all love to all the Gamecock creators. All love to all Gamecock creators. Let's see. Best 6-6 team ever. And I would say this. I would say this. Okay, here we go. Luke RJ, crazy thought. Lose to Arkansas would beat Georgia. I like what Walker said about Georgia losing so many players like LSU won it all in 2019. I mean, never know. I mean, what's Georgia going to look like? Granted, they're going to reload with 5 stars everywhere, but maybe. I mean, Carolina, Georgia is always an interesting game. You never know. And here's the beautiful thing, guys. When you have a guy like Rattler, you do have a chance. When you got a guy like Rattler, he at least gives you a chance where it's like, you know what? If he has one of those days, maybe, just maybe it could happen. Something crazy could happen, right? So, I mean, I think it's the toughest game on the schedule. I will say probably the game that I go into with the least amount of hope is A&M, just because we have not played them well at all. At least we've beaten Georgia in recent memory. So, guys, we're going to jump into a quick break, but I want to continue to hear from you, more of your questions, your comments, your calls, and more. On the other side, you're tuned in to the Daily Crow. All right, guys, we're back. Taking your questions, your comments, your calls as well. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Babes and Waves. Oh, wrong comment. Babes and Waves says, chances Rattler stays 2 years. And then Sir Cock replied to him and said 25%. I say 5%. Again, if Rattler's back for a second year, things did not go well. He did not play well. The only way he's back, guys, for a second year is if his draft stock goes down. And we obviously don't hope that happens. So Rattler is a one and done. 1,000% one and done. That's his plan. That's what he wants to do. So that's what I see happening. Not your average sports kid. A scary fact for y'all, which helps prove my point about Georgia and LSU. LSU coming off their national championship run had the number 3 composite 24/7 recruiting ranking, and in the 2022 class, Georgia is 3. I mean, it's fair. Hey, so I'm assuming that's Walker. Walker, you are a legend, my guy. Again, Big Game Boomer dropping South Carolina as just a screenshot of their schedule and asking what the record's going to be. We got some people dropping their record predictions, some notable folks on social media, at least that I know of. Our guys over at Gamecock Bourbon Society, they say wins over Georgia State, Charlotte, SC State, Kentucky, Missouri, Vandy, and Florida. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's it. They've got 7 wins locked in because they've got it in wins, loss-ups, and toss-ups. Or loss-ups. What's a loss-up? Wins, losses, and toss-ups. Their losses are Georgia A&M and Tennessee. Toss-ups, Clemson and Arkansas. So Florida's not a toss-up. Kentucky's not a toss-up, according to them. And they've got prediction if we split the toss-ups 8-4, which, guys, if you're going to make a prediction, don't put any ifs. Make a prediction. Either way. They said prediction if we split the toss-ups 8-4. Again, I will have Big Game Boomer on the show tonight, guys, which will drop tomorrow. It will be on the podcast tomorrow. I'm going to ask him what he thinks South Carolina is going to do this year. Big Game Boomer has had Shane Beamer on his show. Like, I'm going to, what's your thoughts on Gamecock football? So. Loss-ups are a South Carolina only thing. Might be. Jeff Gullis, you don't think he'd want to try to stay and win a championship? Jeff, I think that his goal is to ball out this season, my guy, and go to the next level. I mean, Jeff, he literally posted something, Jeff, on social media saying he was at the combine and said, "See you next year." That's his goal, my guy. That's what he wants to do. So no, I don't think he'd consider staying. That's just my. Maybe I'll be wrong, but I don't think so. I think he's a one and done guy. I definitely think he's a one and done guy. So what do we think? Do we think Rebecca just retired from TDC? Is that what happened? Interesting. Let's go to the TDC questions channel, the Big Cock Club Discord. Our guy Chase says, if we go 6-6, Chris, do you think Spencer comes back? Is that a successful enough season for him and his future in the league? I personally see us going 7-5 in a bowl win if we're lucky, but for Spencer, is that good enough? Well, I mean, it depends on Chase. How did he play? Again, everybody's just assuming the defense is going to be elite, right? Like, what if we go 6-6 and he balls out, but the defense is kind of shoddy? And as long as Spencer Rattler plays well enough to have good draft stock, he's gone. I think he's gone. I think he's gone. So, yep, I think he is gone as long as he has a season where he has good enough draft stock, or he has good draft stock. Babes and Waves says, do you think Rattler's going to be a team player or only focus on his stats? Babes and Waves, I think that he's going to be a team player. I think he's also going to focus on his stats, but babes and waves, that's not a bad thing. I hope his stats are incredible. I mean, how would babes and waves, let me ask you this. How would he be playing selfishly if he were to, like, yeah, he should focus on his stats. The better he does, the better we do. You know, I respect our guys over at collegefootballnews.com that drop their predictions and they drop their most important player of the season. They said Jordan Strawn. I disagree. The most important player and the key player of this season is Spencer Rattler. Bottom line, it's Spencer Rattler. We will go as far as he takes us. I know there's 10 other guys on the offense and there's an entire defense. But if Spencer Rattler has a bad season, we ain't going to have a good year. That's just bottom line. It's a quarterback-driven game, right? It is a quarterback-driven game. If Spencer Rattler balls out, we will ball out. If he doesn't, we won't. So, Luke RJ, how much does Rattler's stock rely on the success of our record this year? He's a talented draft prospect, but don't we have to win? I don't think so. When it comes to the league, Luke RJ, when it comes to the NFL, no. I mean, dude, that's why you see guys like from North Dakota State and all these random schools. Like, bro, I don't think the college. I mean, granted, if you're a top prospect, your team generally does well. But I mean, dude, take for example J.C. Horn. J.C. Horn got drafted in the top 10. Think about it, Luke RJ. J.C. Horn got drafted in the top 10 overall off a team that won 2 games. So, do you think team success really matters when it comes to pro prospects and the NFL and the draft and how they value individual players? No. Because, I mean, you could be a great player and the rest of your team suck. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think our win total, I think naturally the better he plays, the more we'll win. But I don't think it's like, well, he won 8 games instead of 6, so he just goes up our draft board. You know what I mean? Like, Babes and Waves says, I hope Dak gets the ball. I'm sure he will. Not your average sports kids. What do you think Dak Joyner's position is this year? I think he's still a wide receiver. I think you'll see him in the Wildcat some, but I think he's a receiver. I mean, Spencer Rattler's a quarterback. He ain't playing quarterback. I don't think they're moving Dak Joyner to defense. So, I mean, what other position could he play? You know what I mean? Like, that's what's going to be so interesting is there are a lot of guys. There are a number of guys on offense that are, you know, we think pretty talented football players that need to touch the ball. I mean, they need to touch the ball. Source, Southern Cal and UCLA are planning to leave for the Big Ten as early as 2024. Move has not been finalized at the highest levels of power. Wow. Pac-12 taking a massive hit. That is interesting. So Southern Cal and UCLA are headed to the Big Ten. That is a very... wow. Y'all like my tweet I just put up. I said, hold up. We're not moving to the Big Ten. Fake news. We're USC. What do you mean? Travis says, our run D has to develop some type of dog or we will never be relevant again. Our physicality has to get there. Preach, my guy. Preach to the choir. Preach to the choir. Yep. Got to be able to stop the run. Got to be able to stop the run. Anyways, guys, I do want to say yet again, man, I appreciate the love and support this week. I mean, all throughout the month, but this week especially, I feel like the numbers have been great, man, on the Daily Crow, and the amount of folks we have tuning in, and it's been awesome. It's been awesome, man. It's been awesome. I can tell you guys, I mean, we're all really fired up for football, but I can tell you guys are really, really fired up and really excited. And, I love to see that. I inject perspective. I try to inject perspective and keep people grounded and keep things realistic. But I don't want that to be taken as like I don't want people to be optimistic. I do. Hey, positive energy and momentum and excitement. It's only, I mean, from the business side, guys, it's great for business. It's great for business. I'm not going to sit here and try to, dampen it, because it is great for business. And it's also just great, man. It's more fun, right? To pull for a team, and for the program to have all this positive energy and positive momentum. And yeah, I mean, it's incredible. So I love it. I love that there's so much energy right now. I love that. I love that folks are excited and fired up. And so here we go. Sir Cock locking in his prediction, 11-1 with a loss to Vanderbilt. Wouldn't that be the Gamecock way? Wouldn't that be the Gamecock way? This will get the combo going. Matthew Jones has a healthy Luke Doty over Dak Joyner all day long. I mean, I've said it before, guys, and I'll say it again. You may not like it. You may not agree with it, but there's a reason the staff doesn't move him to quarterback. If they thought he was that good, I mean, they'd keep him at QB. It's not me doing it. It's the coaching staff. Y'all's coaches, our coaches. So what do you see that they don't? I guess that would be my question to you. What do you see that they don't? Maybe we should hire you. Travie would be the most Gamecock should ever go 11-1 and lose to Vandy. Yeah, I hear you. Really would. It would be something, wouldn't it? Brendan says in the TDC Questions channel, the Stanford QB is projected to be a high draft pick for some reason. They won 3 games last year. Yeah. So it doesn't really matter. Team success is whatever. Babes and Waves with a very interesting question. Chris, would you ever consider being a recruiter? No, thank you. I'll pass. Nope. I will pass. I will pass on that. Trying to convince 16-year-olds why they should come to our school? Nah. I'll leave Beamer and let those guys do that. Nope. I'm good. I'm good. Tyler Gay says, will Bell be an All-American by season's end? All-American? No. All-Conference, yes. Not an All-American, though. All-Conference, yes. Holy shit. I thought I had seen it all. Luke RJ, who I love and respect, says, Dak Joyner's like Tim Tebow. People talk bad about him as a quarterback, but they win games. Comparing Dakereon Joyner to Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow, the greatest quarterback in the history of the Southeastern Conference. You are comparing Dakereon Joyner to this man. Luke, I love you. I love you. I get the point you're trying to make. That's aggressive. That's aggressive. That's the best way I can put it. That's aggressive. That's aggressive. Bush lattes are flowing. Darts are being smoked early on this Thursday. My goodness. My goodness. My goodness. We love our Gamecocks, man. We love our Gamecocks. I mean, I tell you what, we love them. We love our Gamecocks. Holy smokes. Dak Joyner had a fantastic game against UNC. And he came in and did not lose the game against Georgia in 2019. That's all he's done at quarterback in his career at South Carolina. Nothing else. Nothing. He didn't do anything special against Georgia in 19 except not fumble and not throw a pick. He just did just enough to not give the game away. You know, I don't dislike Dak Joyner, but, like, he ain't a quarterback. If he was, he'd be playing it. And again, if you think he's a QB and he's not playing it, then you think you know more than Shane Beamer. And I'd be willing to bet you don't. I love you, Luke RJ. I get the point Luke was saying, the sense of, like, respect and all that, right? Like, the way they're viewed. He says, Luke RJ says, absolutely, Tebow, here it is, Tebow's an NFL quarterback. Like, I get the point, Luke, you're trying to make. I get the point. I just, forgive me if I'm taken aback seeing DeCarrion Joyner and Tim Tebow's names in the same sentence. That I need a moment to catch my breath seeing that. I need a moment to catch my breath. So, guys, we're going to jump into one final break, but I want to continue to hear from you. More of your questions, your comments, your calls, and more on the other side. You're tuned in to the Daily Crow. All right, guys, we're back. Final 15 minutes or so here on the Daily Crow. Taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. Let's jump to the Big Cock Club Discord. TDC question channel. Bad Brad says, I still side on wishing Dak had a serious shot at quarterback in game for more than one single game. I mean, hell, he only took like 9 passes against UNC, right? But also agree with you, Chris. If he was good enough at the position, they'd start him there. Simple as that. I think I'm just obsessed with having dual threats since Shaw, and we haven't really seen one have a real shot at QB since. I mean, Bad Brad, I hear you. I think UNC. I think UNC was a bit of a perfect storm. Great game plan. Their defense also was not very good. I think on a week in, week out basis, the Carry-On Joyner would not have that level of success that he had in that game. So, and again, like you said, I mean, if Dak Joyner was that good at QB, I promise you this staff would have him at quarterback. They would. Jeff Gullidge saw early in the comments, someone talked about kickers. I actually did not do a top 5 kickers list. I didn't. I should have done that. That's a great point. I should have done that. I should have gave the specialist some love. I'm sorry. Maybe Monday's show. You know what? Good idea, Jeff. Good idea. I have not dropped top 5 kickers yet. John Edward, what's crazier? Oklahoma, Texas leaving with the SEC or Southern Cal, by the way. Southern Cal, UCLA leaving for the Big Ten. I think Texas and Oklahoma, just because they were trendsetters, they did it first, and the Pac-12 is falling apart. The Pac-12 is falling apart. Texas and OU leaving was like, what the hell's going on? So that's the way I view it. Let's see. Cody says Dak's more of a running back or wide receiver or maybe in the jet sweep. Yeah, I mean, Dak's a receiver. Dak's a receiver. Justin says got a shower, drink, and eat and sleep for the third shift. Hey, God bless the third shift folks out there, man. God bless the third shift folks. God bless them. Appreciate you, my man. Appreciate you. Again, guys, final 10 minutes or so. Like I told you all before, or I said earlier in the show, I keep you guys updated on business and life and all that. And I'm very excited for what we got upcoming, man. I am so pumped for what we have upcoming. The amount of positive momentum we have going into football season. You know, what the beautiful thing is this, is that the beautiful thing is that every football season, we're going to be saying the same thing. I'm confident saying that. Like the next season's always going to be the best season for business, right? Because we're going to continue to grow. We're going to continue to thrive. We're going to continue to crush, to do great things, right? We're going to continue to crush and do great things. So a lot of exciting stuff in the pipeline, whether it be merchandise, whether it be the TSUS tour, whether it be just whatever, man. Just everything. Business partners coming on board, new studio. A lot of exciting stuff happening, man. A lot of exciting stuff going down. I am very, very pumped for what life is bringing, what's happening. So I appreciate y'all, man, sincerely. I appreciate the love, appreciate the support. Appreciate the love, appreciate the support, man. Let's see. Cody says prediction 8-4, 4-4 in SEC play. Love it. I'd sign up for that season, Cody, right now. Right now, I'd take it. Right now, I'd take it. Tyler Gay says, Chris, do you think you'll be able to get some player interviews lined up with current players? Maybe, potentially. I mean, I'll be honest with you, Tyler. I kind of prefer getting the past players and personalities on. And I mean, what are current players going to say? Like, what, Tyler, no offense. Like, what's a current player going to say that's like off the wall, or like, what are they going to say they don't say in like a press conference? Like, we just got to take them one game at a time. And, you know, we just believe in each other as a team. Like, who, like, I don't want the cookie cutter bullshit answer, bro. Give me something real, you know? Michael Cavalier says, will you be doing another NCAA season simulation? Yes. NCAA football content, yes, that is going to be a huge thing. We will start the season simulation series end of July. I'm starting it a little bit earlier than I normally do because I don't want it to run quite up to kickoff like it did last year. I think we did like the last simulation like Friday night before the EIU game. So I'll be starting that late July, Michael. I promise you I will drop a graphic with like the full schedule, everything. But yeah, we're going to sit down, simulate it, watch it together. That content is legendary. I mean, that content, some people think it's silly and what, dude, it's so much fun. Connor, no Road to Glory stream tonight. Like I said, I got an interview with Big Game Boomer, and so that will take up the time tonight. That will take up the time tonight. I'll let you guys know moving forward just what the plan is. So with NCAA content, yeah. So I'll let you know when we're going to go live on that again. How about Torian Gray quote tweeting your boy? How about Torian Gray showing the love, huh? Love to see that. Love to see it. Love to see it. Shout out to Coach Gray. T. Gray. I wish I could get some of the coaches on. How about Nashawn Goddard dropping a prediction? How about now? That's interesting. Nashawn Goddard is the offensive line coach at South Carolina State, who we play this year. And he's picking the Gamecocks to go 7-5. He's dropping a prediction. That's very interesting. Isn't it? Like, the fact that Nashawn Goddard would drop a prediction. Whatever. He's got the Gamecocks. He's got South Carolina going 7-5. I'll be damned. Okay. That's a former player. Yeah, Connor, that's what I was wondering. He's like, is he picking us to go 7-5 with a loss to SC State? Luke RJ, people don't give Dak credit or think he can play quarterback. He isn't as good as Tebow as a college player, but I think it's a quarterback stigma. Not you, but many other fans. He won't get a chance, but he could win. Luke RJ, I ask you then, do you question like Shane Beamer? Do you think they're messing up by not letting him play QB? Luke RJ, it don't mean jack shit what I think or what you think or what anybody in this chat thinks. Shane Beamer, Marcus Satterfield, they don't think he's a quarterback, Luke RJ. They watched the entire Duke's Mayo Bowl. They watched Dak Joyner do what he did in the bowl game. And Luke RJ, guess what they did? They moved him back to receiver. Not only do they think he's not the starting quarterback, they don't even think he's a quarterback. So Luke RJ, Are you saying that Shane Beamer's stupid for thinking that? It don't matter what I think. They don't think he's a QB. So he obviously isn't. And Luke RJ said he's got a better chance to go pro at wide receiver. That's why he doesn't play QB. That's not why, Luke RJ. I think Dak Joyner probably deep down wants to play quarterback. He came to USC to play quarterback. Now, I think the reason he doesn't transfer is because he understands his future's not under center. He understands that. If he thought he had a future at QB, he would not be at South Carolina. And if he does think he has a future at QB and he's still at South Carolina just playing receiver, then I question why he's still here. I hate to say it, but Dak Joyner, and I hate to close the show on this, I got nothing but love for Dak, but Dak Joyner was a misevaluation in recruiting. Like, it's unfair to Dak that the previous coaching staff from the jump set an unfair expectation that you can come in here and play quarterback, because there's a reason Clemson and Alabama recruited the guy as a defensive back. Great athleticism, not a college quarterback. Not an SEC one, at least. He could probably go to Coastal and tear it up. South Alabama, Jacksonville State, Samford, whatever. But there are advantages to being an SEC football player, are there not? There's no glory playing at Jacksonville State. There's no glory playing at Samford or South Alabama or Troy. There's no glory playing in those schools. It's fun being an SEC football player. And then I think he probably, again, realized at some point that, hey, my future is being an athlete on the field somewhere that's not under center. But, again, to the people that argue about him playing QB, I'd say, hey, don't take it from me. Shane Beamer don't think he's a QB. 2 coaching staffs have come through Columbia, and none of them thought he was a quarterback. So are we just clueless, or is he better served playing wideout? Now, again, I hope he's seen in some sort of wildcat special formation. And finally, before we get out of here, Luke RJ says, again, Joyner over Doty, Brown, and Nolan. Luke RJ, this coaching staff had an entire year coaching the gentleman you were referencing, and they still didn't move Dak Joyner to quarterback until they had to in the bowl game. Until they practically had to. So you tell me. That's Beamer ball. That's Beamer ball, Luke RJ. That's Beamer ball. I trust Shane Beamer. On that note, folks, appreciate you all tuning in. Great stuff. Beauty's in the banter. Hey, we can agree to disagree and love each other still at the end of the day. That's the beauty of it. Appreciate you all tuning in, guys. Check out the podcast. That'll drop tomorrow morning. Also, SECU with business updates drop this morning. Stay tuned to all of the content on social media. Content bleeding out the eyeballs. Guys, I'm out of here. You have a great rest of your Thursday. We will talk to you all tomorrow.